Okay, so today we're going to be doing a tier list of items and peak I'd be willing to shove up my ass. uh, I guess let's get started. We got a lot of items to get through. I guess we'll start up here. So, airline food. What's the deal with airline food? Um, Now, I don't know how you're going to be able to put this in your asshole. I mean, considering how it's like very long and very slim, uh, probably not going to go very well. So we're going to put that in F tier. Now, the lollipop. It has a flared base, so that's a good start. The problem with this is that the stick is very what do you call it? Thin. So trying to shove that in your ass is like it's like putting a point. I don't know. It's like putting a I don't want to say it. It's like putting a knife in your ass, but it's gonna jab you if you put it in there, and it's probably not gonna be very comfortable. But at least you can actually put it in there, so that goes in D tier. This candy bar, there's no flared base, so if you try putting it in, it's gonna get stuck, and then you got to shit it out, and then you can't even eat it afterwards. So like, what's the point? Energy drink. Now I don't know how you feel about putting like crumpled aluminum in your ass, but that just sounds like a disaster. So no. Bandages. Um, Again, it's like it's not like the energy drink where it's like flat out metal and aluminum and stuff. At least this is soft, so it's not gonna like it's not gonna like ravage your insides if you put it in. But I mean, like I guess it's better than it's probably better than a lollipop actually. The only problem is that there's no flared base, so although it is long, so you could just like pull it out slowly. And that would work as long as it doesn't rip while you're trying to pull it back out. So, I guess that's the only thing you have to be mindful of. But I guess it's like just technically better than a lollipop. Chain launcher. Now, I don't know who is thinking about. Oops. I don't know who is thinking about using the chain launcher, up someone's asshole, but that just sounds like death. So, no, this is probably like the worst one to use out of all of them so far, at least. Uh, the wall fungus, or I guess the game calls it shell fungus, but I call it wall fungus. Now, when you use the wall fungus, right, you throw it onto like a wall or something, or the ground or whatever, and it expands like a lot. So, if you were to throw this into someone's asshole, it's gonna grow inside of them and rip them apart, and they would suffer a very horrible death. Actually, yeah. Remedy fungus. Now, the remedy fungus has a flared base. You can see it in the picture. So that's one point. Two, it does explode when you like use it too aggressively. But it heals you. So C tier because it has a flare base. You can use it, and it's a soft material, so you shouldn't have issues with it like hurting you. And it heals you if it does hurt you. So this is honestly like not bad. I might even put this in B tier just because of that. Magic bean. So the thing with the magic bean is, when you throw the magic bean like on the ground or something, it grows into like a giant stalk. So if you were to put the magic bean in your asshole, it's gonna grow in your asshole, and it's gonna come out of your ass. Now the problem with this is that you you see how big it gets, right? So just like with the wall fungus, it's gonna rip you apart, to be honest. Now the workaround for the magic bean in this problem is you throw it on the ground and then you stand above it, so that when the magic bean grows, it'll grow and it twists, and if you spread your cheeks apart, it's gonna go into your ass, and you're probably gonna be able to ride it as it goes up. and it's gonna twist as well. So as it's going up and you're riding it, you're kind of going up as well, but it's also twisting it, which is gonna give you extra. This is pretty good B tier, honestly. Uh, antidote. Um, Now glass jar is an immediate red flag for putting these in your asshole. Um, because if you don't know, glass breaks into glass shards, and if you have glass shards in your asshole, that sounds like a terrible time. So we're gonna put that right there. The flare, so the flare has a flared base. Very funny. You can see in the picture that white part down there. It's not a very good flared base, but it is a flared base nonetheless. Um, Now, as long as you don't ignite the flare, you should be fine. But I honestly still don't know how I feel about putting this thing in your asshole. It's probably better than a lollipop though. Lantern. I don't know how you're gonna put this in your ass in the first place, so it's going to an F tier. Same with this one. I don't know how you're gonna put this in your ass. Same with the stove. What the fuck are you gonna do with the stove? Like, come on. Medkit. Now, the medkit, even though you probably won't be able to put the medkit directly in your ass, it will be good for like treating anal injuries, right? But unfortunately, this tier list is not about that. It's about shoving it in your ass. So I don't. You're probably not gonna be able to put the medkit in your asshole. It's probably better than like all of these things. The heat pack, you can put this in your ass. It's in a plastic wrapping, which would probably feel a little bit uncomfortable. Oops. And also, it's gonna get hot. I don't know how you feel about having your asshole be like really hot because it's gonna feel like you just ate Taco Bell and now your stomach is wanting to kill you. And you're gonna have like you know how like when you have like really spicy food and the next day you have like horrible diarrhea and your asshole is just on fire. Yeah, that's gonna be this thing. And it's not even gonna feel pleasant. So I'm gonna put this in D tier for that. The bugle. Now the bugle definitely has a flared base, so it gets points for that. Um, you would put the mouthpiece in your ass. Uh, but actually, you know what? If you put this in your ass and you fart, the fart is gonna go into the bugle and it's gonna play the instrument. Holy shit, S tier. That sounds amazing. You can literally play the bugle while you're putting it in your ass, and it's gonna be it's like that's an obvious S tier. If that's not an S tier, I don't know what is. Same with this thing, except this is actually even better because you get rainbows and shit. You put this in your ass, and you get rainbows coming out of it, and you also give your teammates like infinite this is by far the best thing in the game to shove in your ass right now. The compass, no flared base, also made out of metal, uncomfortable. No, it's better than all of these things though, actually. Same with this thing. It's just like, although this will actually point you to treasure, so I guess that gets a point. Bing bong, S tier. No questions asked. The Scout effigy. Now, this is okay. It has a flared base, okay, which is good. The problem with this is that it's made of stone. I don't know how many people on Earth are willing to shove rocks in their ass, but that doesn't sound like a good time. Although it's arguably one of the best things out of the stuff in F tier to shove up your ass. Even though it'll hurt, if you if you use like protection or something, or use a lubricant, like this actually won't be that bad. It'll probably be like among the highest in D tier if you assume that. But if you were to just raw dog it, it'll be the highest in F tier, I think. Um, Also, what happens if someone dies and you have this thing in your ass? Well, what's gonna happen? Do they like do they like get revived and then they're just in your ass? That is actually I didn't even think about that. Huh. Okay, someone needs to do like an episode of like Peak Mythbusters. Someone needs to test this. Scoutmaster Bugle. So just like the Bugle, if you fart or anything while this thing is in your ass, you get to play music, which is incredible. The problem, or at least my concern, I should say, is that you're also summoning a Scoutmaster when you do this. Now, if the Scoutmaster comes in and he sees you with this Bugle in your asshole, uh, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. He could be completely mortified that you're shoving his Bugle in your ass, and also the fact that he's seeing you with the Bugle in your ass in the first place. He might just fucking kill you. Either that or he'll just walk away in disgust. I really don't know. Um, but I guess I'll put it in here because again, just like the Bugle, you can probably just run away from the Scoutmaster if you're good in peak, whatever. Rope. Now rope, you get a lot of rope, so you can shove a lot of this in your ass, and you can like pull it out when you need to. So this might not be that bad. This might actually go in C tier. Um, might feel a little bit uncomfortable because again, the material is rope, but you should be fine. Now, uh, this thing, I never actually use this thing myself, but I know what it does. Uh, I guess if you know you're gonna die, but you want to go out in like the best way possible, you can shove this thing in your ass and then use it, and then you will die feeling incredible because you're shoving something in your ass. And then like I guess like yeah, A tier. I don't know how you're gonna get this thing in your ass in the first place, but if you know you're gonna die and you want to go out with a bang, like there you go. Anti-rope. Now anti-rope is actually very interesting because you put yeah, if you know anti-rope, it goes up instead of down. So if you put this thing in your ass, it's gonna push you up. Um, Now if you were to put the entire thing of anti-rope in your ass, now okay, the anti-rope is can like hold multiple players' weight. So this thing is really strong. So if you were to put this thing in your ass, it's gonna levitate you up, and you're just gonna keep going up because again, the anti-rope is capable of holding the weight of multiple scouts at once. So putting the whole thing in your ass means it's like infinite flight. Holy shit, infinite flight, 8 S tier. You just win the game at that point. Piton. Now the Piton is I don't know how you guys feel about shoving a metal spike in your ass, but no, we're good on that. Now the blowpipe. Um, Now the blowpipe, you can put the blowpipe itself in your ass. There's no flared base, unfortunately, so it's more than likely gonna get stuck. And also, there's a dart in there, so it might accidentally go off, and then you might just like fuck yourself because you just have a dart in your ass, and that just sounds. Yeah, you know what? No, no. Um, I'd probably put it like here, honestly. Rope cannon. This is just as bad as a chain launcher. Like, again, giant metal spike, you're launching in your ass, you're just dead. Same with this thing. Like, no. The kingberries. Now, the kingberries, they're huge. I don't know how you're gonna put this in your. I know you probably can put this in your ass because there are some people who are like very talented, to say the least. But it's gonna again, no flared base. It's gonna get stuck, and also all the little bumps in it might be a little bit too much. Probably put this like here, honestly. Same with this, except this one's poison, so that's even worse. Now the bananas, on the other hand, there's no flared base again, so you run the risk of it getting stuck. But at least you can actually put this thing in your ass. So there's that, and the fact that it gets mushy, so it might be easier to shit out than other things. This might be like I'd probably put this in C tier. Same with all of these bananas. Um, I forget which bananas poison you. I know this one poisons you. I don't remember which one of these poison you though. But I'll just put them all in C tier. It's fine. Uh, this just sounds like a disaster. So no, we're not doing this one. Putting bees in your asshole is like, eh, yeah, I don't want to think about that one. The honeycomb, on the other hand, definitely better to put in your ass. Um, I'd probably put this like here in D tier because like, how are you gonna show? You see how big these things are in the game, right? How are you gonna shove this in your ass? I don't know. So we're putting this in here. The tick. Now, if you put the tick in your ass, it's going to poison you and it's going to get bigger. The getting bigger part might feel nice, but you're going to get poison damage and eventually it's going to kill you. So, no. I think I'm good on that one. I don't know where I'd put it down in F tier, but probably here. I think these are called vine berries. I don't remember. Um, but you would have an easier time putting this in your ass than the honeycomb for sure. I'd probably prefer putting it over the heat pad personally. Same with all of these. I don't actually know which one of these poisoned you. I haven't eaten too many of these while playing Peak. Um, and then we got the berries. I'm just gonna do all the berries at once. Actually, I didn't do this one. You can go here, I guess. Uh, we're just gonna do all the berries at once, starting with the red crisp-berry. The red crisp-berry is, I mean, this thing is massive. So again, I don't know how you're gonna shove this in your ass, but it's better than all of these for sure. Actually, I might put it up here because again, the bears are squishy. So even though it doesn't have a flared base, if you squeeze your asshole hard enough, it will come out just fine. Um, the problem is actually putting it in your ass in the first place. So I'm gonna put that here. Green poisons you, obviously. The orange winterberry is actually pretty good, so I'm putting that up here. Yellow, obviously the best one. Yellow, there. Get up there. And then I think, oh, the Scorchberry. The Scorchberry kind of has a flared base. It does actually. And it's a lot more phallic, so it's going to be a lot easier to put this in your ass. I might put this in C tier, honestly. Like, or even B tier, because like this thing just looks like you can put this in your ass. The only concern with this is the fact that you know it's going to get hot, even hotter than this thing. Uh, but I don't know. I think I'll just leave it right there. It's fine. Now this thing, I've never used this myself personally, but I know what it does. Um, it makes you really tired when you eat this thing. Now if you put this in your ass, which it looks like you can, just given the shape, but doesn't really have as much of a flared base as a Scorchberry, so that knocks it down a point. And it makes you really tired. So I might put it like somewhere around here, maybe like here or something. Egg. Now, egg is very like fluid compared to like most of everything here. Even though it's huge, uh, it's like it's like you're putting fluid in your ass. You can shit it out, easily. Um, I might put the egg in like here, maybe above the fungus. Because I mean, it's warm. If you cook it, it's going to be warm, but not too warm. And then you can pour this in your ass, and you can shit it out when you're done. Obviously, you're not going to be able to eat it after you do it, but like you you technically can do this, is what I'm trying to say. You technically can. Um, but it's better than a lot of these other options. Well, maybe not these ones actually. Uh, yeah. I might actually just put this down here instead, now that I think about it a little bit more. The egg. Now, I don't personally enjoy having broken eggshells in my ass, so you're going down here. Probably like here-ish. Honestly, like now, probably like down here. Now, cure all. Now, this is a glass jar, so that's already like putting it pretty low, but it cures everything. So, would that mean that if you put this in your ass and you boof it, even if it breaks, it's going to cure all your pain? So, that actually raises a very interesting question. I actually don't know if it would do that. Like, I don't know how that would work. Because yes, it would like be painful to put this in your ass, but if you're putting the cure all fluid in your ass, it's gonna cure your ass. You're gonna be fine. You might get like a weird like back and forth like pain and no pain sensation if you do this. Um, I might not get rid of the glass shards, so they're still gonna be in your ass. It's just gonna get rid of the pain. Yeah. In that case, yeah, glass shards, not not the best. Now Pandora's lunchbox. So first of all, I don't know how you're gonna get this in your ass in the first place. So that's immediately like down here. But when you use it, it also gives you like random status effects. So if you put this in your ass and you get random status effects up to 3 times, um, I don't know how I feel about that one to be honest. And so the coconut, um, coconut has a really rough like it has a really rough like shell or skin, whatever you want to call it. So probably not. Probably not this. Um, and it's too big. No flared base. It's not. It doesn't sound like a good time. There's a video that I just found of the coconut of someone losing his mind over peak, and he was carrying a coconut at the time. I'm carrying a coconut! Or something like that. Uh, Same with a half coconut, to be honest. Like, it's too big, no flare base, rough outer, rough shell. Like, no. The mushroom on the stick. So you can put the stick in your ass just fine. You can put the mushroom. You can put the marshmallow in your ass just fine. Um, would you though? There are better options. No, there are better options. I don't think I would put this in my ass. Now the medicinal root is interesting because it's got the curly tips, which would probably make it feel nice, and it kind of has a flared base. I say kind of, not really so much as a scorchberry, but and it heals you too. This is B tier. This is an easy B tier, honestly. Um, the trail mix is nah. I wouldn't put this in my ass. It's better than like all of these, but nah. Thick mints. Now, if we're talking about the thick mints themselves, I'd probably put a D tier, but because we're probably talking about the box, like how are you gonna put this in your ass? Like actually how? You probably have a better time putting like all of these in than that. All right, we're almost done. We've only got a few items left. Water bottle. I'll do the water bottle first, and then I'll do all of these. Um, so it's plastic, which is already like a eh. There's no flared base, but there's already like another point down. Um, I'd probably put this like I don't know, maybe here. Actually, no, they're definitely better than these. Actually, why is this like that? This should probably be like that, yeah. But yeah, I'd probably put it down here, honestly. Maybe up here, because it's better than all of this, but eh. We're almost done. We've only got the fungi left. Let's start with the button mushroom. Now, the button mushroom has a flared base. A really good one at that, so that's already, like, good points. This one's also the non-poisonous variant, so, again, more good points. And given by the size of it too, it looks like a really, really reasonable thing to put in your ass. So honestly, I might put this in A tier. I put this in there as well, but it's poisonous. I guess as long as you don't eat it, you'll be fine. So I guess that can go there. Now this stuff is smaller, so it's smaller and probably a lot softer too. So you're gonna run a greater risk of having this thing like break while it's in your ass. So I'm gonna bump this down to maybe here, and I'm gonna put the non-poisonous variant here. I think this is the non-poisonous version. I can't remember off the top of my head. Uh, and then there's this. So these are like these are obviously like a bunch of tiny mushrooms. They don't have a flared base, so again, not good points for that. Also, these are probably even more fragile than that, so there's an even bigger risk of them breaking while it's in your ass. Um, I'd probably put it like right here, but just behind the egg. Same with this. I don't know which one of these is the poison versus non-poison variant. They look very similar. I think this is non-poison. And then the last item, we've got this thing. Now, this thing has a flared base, which is good. It's also big, so if you're skilled and experienced, then this looks like the perfect item for you. Um, I'd put this in A tier. Probably right there at that point. And that's it. This is my tier list of items that I'd be willing to shove up my ass in peak. I don't know what prompted me to make this. I don't know. I woke up one day and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And here we are. So there you go. If you're ever curious about what I would put in my ass, gee, that's it.